All right. What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. We gonna try this. Oh, we gonna see if the notifications have went out, darling. Hey to the first person that's on the live. I was like, I gotta come back because my subbies is like, Britt, where have you been? Hey, Carl McDonald. We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see what's going on here. Hey to everybody. I hope y'all are enjoying your afternoon. Zach, my tea must have been sticky. Hey, Vin. I'm happy that y'all are back. Whew. Got a little real earlier. I was like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on here? Hey, Sammy Holloway. Welcome to my live. Yes, we on here. Technical difficulties. I don't know what be going on. Sometimes they say it be like a lot of people on the network sometimes, and or the platform, and it just be tripping. But how are y'all doing? Hey, Philip. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Where y'all are at? What's the weather like where y'all are at? Are y'all doing good this afternoon? It's raining. Jennifer, that's the perfect weather. Honestly, it's the perfect type of weather. It's hot in Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore, though. Shout out to Baltimore. I love y'all. It be hot, like, where I am, too. But I enjoy the rain because I feel like it just cools everything down. The plants, y'all know I be gardening. If y'all haven't seen my story, I do garden. I plant all of my plants by hand. And yes, Jay had the whole internet acting up. I don't know what was going on. Watching the clock. Rainy days make you lazy. I like them. I know a lot of people don't like when it rains, but I like it though. It's hotter than fish grease in New Jersey. Is the part of New Jersey where you at, is like it's mostly city, or is it suburbia? Because honestly, I know like in NY, because of the lack of trees in certain places, all that concrete, it make things a little hot. Woo! So I'm gonna have to use certain abbreviations, y'all, on this live because Sunny was acting up earlier. It's been extremely humid and hot, so yes, the rain is refreshing. It definitely is refreshing. I'm trying to get some people on the live. Thank y'all for checking out the live. DC, what's good? What you been up to? But y'all, this situation is crazy. So I guess that story about the girls not being at the Trump ended up to be a bunch of, hogwash. But I'm just saying, like, how all of a sudden now they got a spokesperson and, videos being put out after they wasn't on the internet in years. So I'm going to refer to them as the girls, and y'all know who I'm talking about. Because I kind of get the feeling that that's why, we was trippy a little earlier. But it's getting a little, ooh, out here. It's getting a little, ooh, out here. I just feel so bad because I feel like as a young woman myself, just to think that they're wasting their good years of fertility and, vibrancy on somebody that's just about to go and probably just be gone is crazy to me. Like, at these are the times in your 20s, you figuring out your life, you figuring out how to make a way for yourself, and getting a career, because typically people by 30, they want to be settled and good, and then you've wasted your life on an individual who has a lot of issues. We'll say that. So that kind of troubled me when I seen that. Then when I was looking at, I'm gonna say Jay, when I was looking at Jay on the video that was posted on y'all know TMZ, her face looked very stoic. It looked very like she's always the one out of the two that's always like the yes ma'am, and most definitely just the head nodder. And the other one, Az, is always so, up in your face, and the one that's the mouthpiece. And when men have like relationships with women and they have multiple women sometimes, you always have that top chick that's running the show. And it seemed like it's probably her, because she was, and she was giving me all of that in that video. And I'm like, y'all went from not being on this internet for years to now all of a sudden y'all on the internet after these parents been like, what's really going on here? So I'm not. I think it was to really keep people from speculating that more was going on, and two, how TS had pressed the manager, the spokesperson at that press conference. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like that was maybe bad press, and then now that has came out or whatever. Oh, so she kept on saying we at the Trump. I don't really believe. I think that people, they just want to hold on to delusion. I really believe that they were concerned about Jay. I really believe that her parents were concerned about her. And who's to say that if they did, call out policia to do like a welfare check, that they were there at that time, or that they opened up the door. But what I do know is, I feel that the video was strategically, in my opinion, put out. That's just what I feel, y'all. I feel like strategically it was put out. I feel like to keep. Okay, just think about it this way. If they looking into my business, you don't want La Policia to come and knock on your door to do a thing, a check, and then that's probable cause type of stuff, and then they go poking around your place. You don't want that. So of course you're gonna say, listen, y'all go ahead and do this. Go ahead and say y'all good. These are the instructions I'm leaving for y'all. You said, what if somebody went through there? Ooh, and I hope, honey, I hope not. But I feel like less is more, especially right now, because it's crunch time right now. And I think that they're trying to make sure that the public, that they can have a good, group of people that's going to be able to comb through what they have, and not have like a obstructed view of what they're trying to show you. Because he has to have a fair shot. He has to have a fair shake. But the public definitely right now is, you got, it's half and half. You got, the supporters, and you got some people that can't stand your boy. And when I say your boy, I don't really mean your boy. I'm talking about the supporters of his. We just use an abbreviation. Candy, exactly. Anytime, folks, is crazy. Anytime when you trying to make yourself a membership That ain't a legitimate membership like a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, that type of membership. Exactly, Candy. You exactly right about that. What you put up in that comment section, girl. But I mean, the fact that the spokesman, y'all know, DJ, couldn't even be up there, giving legitimate answers. I work for him. No, no, I don't. I work for the attorney. I work for him. And you got TS on from the side, like, where's my daughter, bruh? Like, and then next thing you know, we get this video. And then Sister Gal in the video, AZ in the video, she turning looking with her eyes rolled as if Jay family was the problem. And honestly, I feel like she the one. I feel like they both in deep, but I feel like when I seen Jay, she had like such heaviness and weariness on her. Like you seen bags under her eyes, and it was just like yes, yes, yes. It was such weariness when I saw her. I didn't really get that she was young and vibrant and jovial, or jovial. That's what I'll say. She didn't have that vibe. Sister girl in the front was, geeky, and prayers for such and such, and she is very sassy. Yeah, Jay, yeah, she looked like she was, I don't know, but I'm praying for her. Because if you think about it, Jay family the one that brought a lot of media attention to this whole situation. And so if you got the one that's the ride or fly, AZ, who he probably done gave special perks to, privileges and all that. She running the show. Cause y'all know when men had a multiple girlfriends, you got one girl that's running the show, she running the other girls, and it just seemed, yes, she was Khadijah, wasn't she? She just was like, most definitely, just nodding her head. Just agree with whatever I say. Hey, one proud grandma. I don't know what the heck was going on, but I was praying for her, Jay. I was praying for her when I seen that video. I was like, oh my goodness. Because you could, and I can only imagine. No, let me take that back. I can't even imagine what Jay's parents is seeing, because your parents could tell if you're feeling uncomfortable, because they the ones who help to bring you, God allowed them to help bring you to this, push you out into this world. And it's crazy to me when I hear people saying that they clout chasing and that. I'm like, this is these people's daughter, man. Like, picture that. You carry a child for 9 months and people just telling you that you're supposed to just get over it. I feel like, Dana, with most, when you a teenage girl, because people be like, how is it that this happened? You know what I mean? How is it that this happened? If you a young girl and let's say you meet, an R&B superstar, you probably gonna be starstruck. I don't really believe that, because I feel like she's on an audio saying that her parents had no idea about it, that she was going to lie to her parents. Jay was on an audio. A lot of people miss that. They got the story, like, people's stories mixed up. Jay was on an audio. I believe the Blast had put the audio out, and it was her and the vocal coach that was on the audio. And the vocal coach was trying to persuade her to not go against her parents' wishes or go behind her parents' back, and not, don't do stuff that would do that. She was really trying to show loyalty to him, because if you think about it, like, think about what you was doing as a teenager, like rebellion and all of that stuff. Teenagers do it all the time. So if you got, you a teenager, your parents may not want you to do certain stuff. You thinking like, man, they trying to hold me back from something. This person is they a jet setter. They do shows. I'm an inspiring singer. My parents is tripping, man. I'm about to do me. You know what I mean? So went against the parents, because the parents sent her to uni. I know people that was at the particular uni that Jay was at. She was at uni and she just didn't tell her parents. And then the problem is when teens are rebellious is that when you're young, you kind of you think that you know it all. You think that you are privy to certain stuff. Your parents see stuff that you don't necessarily see. Well, I think, Jennifer, I think that something may have happened because I seen, them say that they wasn't going to be on social media for a while. And maybe it could have been a situation where it was too much that was said. I don't know. But I think at this point in time, because it's crunch time, they got to, be on their P's and Q's. So a lot of this stuff that they probably have on your boy, which I ain't talking about y'all boy, probably stick. At this point in time, which to me, y'all, I really feel, hey New Dawn, I really feel like I'm praying for the two. Cause they gotta come to a conscious decision that he probably not gonna be back for, I don't know if he gonna be back, period. But he not gonna be back. Right. So that's what I'm thinking. They can't really do too much talking. And they don't want to make the situation worse for their girls, and they doing it for their kids. So they got to do what they got to do. I know I'm saying kids, but to them that's their children. So that's why I'm saying that. I know that they're adults at this point in time. Are you serious, Monique? OMG. So somebody else? Exactly. But Jennifer, sometimes that's how it gotta be. Seeing to some people is believing. I ain't heard about that, New Dawn. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they gonna be talking about no show as of right now. I would hope they don't go and do no mess like that, because that would definitely. It was on CNN. Mm, I don't know how that's gonna go over with the public. You know, because the public have a perception of them in general. Yeah, I don't think so either. I was just who? Oh my God! Thank you for saying that. I was just thinking about Takashi 6ix9ine the other day. I said, man, people think it's a game. Like these people be playing games. Like a lot of people when I was commentating, the delusional people. Some of the people was like, oh, they don't tell you when the boys is coming. Man, how you think Takashi 6ix9ine knew to get rid of Shotty? How you think he knew to just try to get rid of Shotty and the rest of those people and cut dealings with them? Because he knew that they was coming, man. Like people is just delusional. They want to believe what they want to believe. But that's a good example of whoever brought Takashi 6ix9ine up. Because the chat was moving so fast, all I seen was Takashi 6ix9ine. But that was so good. If you brought it up, just let me know so I can shout you out. But they was under this delusion, because I would get tons of comments, y'all, when I would commentate on this. Oh, they don't tell you when they come in. Please. Takashi knew. That's how he when he was on the Breakfast Club. When he was on the Breakfast Club doing that interview with Charlamagne and them, and he was like, they no longer his management, and was trying to say he separated ways with them. Because he already knew what time it was. Exactly. The daggone spokesperson said that they knew. They've been saying that they knew. But they said, if it happened, it happened. Even because he got more than one, representative for him, like attorney. Even the attorneys were saying, they haven't heard anything, but if it did happen, they wouldn't be surprised. So they already knew what was going on. I think people just wanted to think that the news was just puffing, blowing smoke and just coming up with stuff. Like Do y'all realize how much money this is? You really think they just gonna let this man go after they done, HSI done pick folks up and all of this stuff? Y'all really think that that's happening? That's delusional. No matter what, I don't think that those parents told no story, about them doing a welfare check. The girls couldn't have, they said they was gone. They could have left for the day. You never know what they could have did. So it could have, they could have went to check. They wasn't there. I just think at this point in time, I think that they're saying that less is more so that they can protect their children at this time. That's what I think. And I think that video was strategically put out because spokesperson was pressed at that press conference and they didn't want the court of public opinion to look a certain way because they're going to have to get a jury pool. And you don't want people side-eyeing before they come in because, let's be honest, it's going to be real hard for him to get a super, super, super fair due process situation because who don't know about this by now? Who don't know about this whole situation? Like, be honest. Who don't really know about this situation? I mean, they would have to go to some, town where don't nobody even listen to that type of music or know who he is. Because, I mean, it's possible that people may not know who he is because Ari Lennox just had a situation in London where she was at Zara and they didn't know who she was. Certain people feel like we all look the same. So they would have to go somewhere where he's completely not known like that. Some small town. But even then, you might have one person and be like, So we don't know. I guess that's why, certain things is being, they don't want the court of public opinion to be, swayed. But the media, it's like the media already did that. The media already did that. Honey, you got the ex-wife on Growing Up Hip Hop. You guys, I mean, I think it's a little too late. That documentary, exactly, that's the only time that thank you, One Proud Grandma, that's the only time we see them come out to talk. We never see them come out to talk no other time. And then people want us to think that this is normal. We don't never see them, man. They didn't have no social media in years, and you just want us to believe because you got one nod in their head with bags under their eyes, and the other one just sassy and just snapping her head, eye rolling, that we just supposed to believe this is okay. And I'm like, when I tell y'all I'm real worried about AZ though, because she seemed like she the type or that she's in so far that she would do anything for him. And that's just, it's sad because she's such a young girl, man. So vibrant and full of life that you could be doing anything else with your life. And this person, you done got yourself caught up with has ultimately you can't get no time back. So hopefully after this, they say they got intensive counselors and people prepared for these girls because they gonna need it. They are going to need it. One look tired, the other one look like she just gonna hold on. I don't think she gonna face the fact. I don't think she, Angela said, oh God. I don't think she gonna face the facts until, it's all done. And even then, I think she, in her mind, y'all coming against her ministry of her and her man. Okay, Madeline says everybody. Honey, people was mad that the folks was flipping on him. But folks, if y'all think about it, I already knew folks was gonna flip because folks don't want them 3-digit numbers on the books. They don't want all that time on their books. So they like, I'm gonna talk to get me some immunity today. I'm gonna talk to try to get me a deal today. Anything is possible. So, there has been claims of that. So I believe anything is possible if you sleeping with an individual. So anything is possible. Honey, singing like a canary. Say- oh, they was big nose toucan Sam. Right. Well, hopefully, God could dust you off and give you a new robe. So hopefully they just get some counseling, go away from the media for a little while and, I wouldn't say like, I don't know, God will give you a new name too. Maybe a new name is in order too. So that people ain't all in their business like that. You said some of these YouTube blogs. Y'all was sending me all kind of receipts on folks. I didn't know what to say. Like the comment sections in some of these other people's videos, honey, be reckless. Yes, Monique. I thought I was the only one that peeped that, but she looked like she the one. Az looked like she the one running the show, and she looked like she at any cost she gonna make sure that her man stay good. Cause it gets to a certain point. Like if a guy have the top female, he have her running the show. She might be getting, perks, money, and all of that stuff like that, and she feel like she's solidified and good because that's why she's all confident and all in front of the cameras. And you see, she get extra emotional at the thought of him. So I don't know, because who's to say? I don't know if that's JS personality where she's kind of reserved and all of that, but it definitely I ain't never thought she was in charge, honey. She just be, yes, ma'am. Yes, most definitely. It's like what she said. It's like what she said. It's very, I would say, Kenneth, it's very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. And just looking at her with that eye roll that she gave to her about JS parents, like she was the eye roll that she gave was very, very telling. So it kind of just brought some concern there. Like she just, to me, seems like she loves and believes everything that this man says. And that's a serious, serious situation. And I just hope these parents get their daughters up out of there. And they just, I just hope even if the Lord got to turn Kay's heart from them to wake them up and get the scales off their eyes to leave, let them do it however he seems fit. But I just pray that they get out safely. Remove the scales, especially from AZ eyes. Remove the scales, because the other one looked weary, like she kind of. Honey, you never know. You never know. They didn't take her there. Y'all gotta listen to the audio that was put out. The girl was 19 and was off at college. JS was off at college. The roommate, which is her roommate that was, I guess, her friend or her dorm mate, called up JS's parents and said that she was worried, she was not at the school, she was missing classes. They went up to the school, found out she was not there. They said somebody picked her up. She never came back to the school. She was on audio with her vocal coach in which she admitted that she was scared of certain stuff, that she knew her parents would never approve, and she did what she wanted to do. And them as parents, they're like, oh nah, we would have never co-signed this. And she confirmed that on the phone. See, she's telling a different story, but it's audio that combats what she's been saying. They had no idea of that. So I mean, I don't fault no parent for doing what they got to do to save them and theirs. I don't fault nobody for that. And people just be sounding crazy to me, telling these people that they don't have a right to do that. Like if that was yours, let me tell you something. any child of mine, any grandchild of mine, great grandchild, I'm a ride for mine. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go hard in the paint for mine. So I can't tell somebody else like, oh, why you doing this, that, and the third. That's their child. Whether she grown, whatever. Whether they grown, that's their child. You never gonna stop being a parent. People that just had this philosophy that once their kids turn 18 and just let them run wild and have no guidance is crazy. Okay, so I'm also wondering if he, honey, you never know that gift. Y'all cracking me up using my little lingo. The gift you don't want to receive, honey. Who's to say? That might be something because I think somebody was trying to come at him. I'm not sure if it was that girl, Faith, that was coming at him about that. Who knows? He might though, if you knew. And then too, it's just this whole situation got me like, oh my gosh, like it kind of it'll bring tears to your eyes when you see what's going on here. I believe that some of the parents, because it was some parents, trust and believe it was some parents. Like I believe what K Michelle was saying. I believe it was some parents, that knew and they was willing to, turn the other way. He threw some money and they turned the other way. So I believe it was some parents. But I also know that according to that, what they were saying, that some of the parents did not know that he had people that was, working for him, that was sliding these girls' numbers and, securing these young women for him. I don't know about all that. I would need to see. I would need to see paperwork because from what I heard, and this is from the girl herself, the same girl that's nodding her head like this and saying we're good, is the same one that was on audio before she left school or around that time, saying that her parents did not approve of her having nothing to do with K. That's what I'm gonna say. Cause it's people be getting their families confused. Like it's so many different people that have been affected. There's some people that, like y'all saying, they are fully responsible for why their kids is in a certain position. Then there's some people to where he was sliding their kids' numbers. It's been a lot of people that said that they was sliding numbers, or they went to a concert and he slid a number. And if you think about it, because a lot of people be talking about people parenting skills, if you got a child that's a teenager, and let's say like a Chris Brown or somebody decide that they want to talk to your child, and let's not even use child. Let's say you 19 and somebody like a Chris Brown or Trey Songz decide to be like, yo, text me. You gonna be starstruck. If an R&B singer come up to you and you 19 years old, you gonna be starstruck. You 19, you still got teen in your age, but you legal enough to talk to somebody. You probably going to be starstruck and star-eyed at the fact that somebody is like, oh wow, they chose me to talk to me. And then too, a lot of these people had aspirations to be singers. So if you have a dream and you feel like a person could do this for you, like I know that it's, because I've, been around, I got siblings and stuff like that. People think that, when they're teenagers, that their parents are trying to keep them from their dreams or doing certain stuff. Like if you notice that people who have strict parents, sometimes they be way off the chain. Or like pastors' kids and stuff, they be way off the chain because they feel like their parents are trying to keep them from something. But your parents, a lot of the time, be trying to protect you from stuff, and the stuff that you can't see, but you think in your mind that you're grown and you have stuff figured out. You will go and try to do some stuff. I don't know, like if when you a young girl, that's love is something that you want. You know what I mean? So if somebody is paying attention to you and you making you feel like you're beautiful and that sort of thing, that's where a lot of manipulation could come in at. So that's something, that's why you see like I would be, a young girl and it would be older guys hanging out outside and they like, hey shawty, like it's something that happens unfortunately. And girls I would have friends, and some of my friends would be all googly eyed, and I'm just looking like ilk. But some of my friends would be googly eyed, at the thought of older men paying attention to them. I was like ilk, but some girls, if they don't maybe, have the attention from their dad, or maybe they were in a vulnerable situation, like AZ, her family said she had just was had a breakup, was in a vulnerable place, and somebody showing you love and affection, you might confuse that. And who's to say the dude might really, have a weird love for the girl, because honey, he's saying something for her to be confident up in that camera like that. And to be sassing everybody about her relationship. You can't tell her nothing about her man and all the stuff she be talking about. So he's saying something. And the other one, I'm praying for both of them. That's not even funny, Jay. I know like we be making jokes, but that's not even funny. Lord, I don't know, y'all. This is getting okay. I don't think the Aaliyah story. Wait, what are y'all saying? He was an R&B superstar. Like his whole persona is like y'all know how them R&B singers are. Like how they Casanova. They just the videos is to woo women. They the ultimate like lover persona, and that reels a lot of women in. I didn't like that either, Monique. I didn't like that they with the Aaliyah situation. I didn't like that they bought that out like when she had went on to the glory, because I don't like when people can't refute what you're saying about them. They don't have like a fair shake to say, oh, this happened or this doesn't happen. So I feel like just leave the person's legacy alone if they're not here to speak on it. You feel what I'm saying? It's enough people that still here that could speak on situations with Kay. And I feel like with that situation, they was more so clout chasing because of who she was. Like a lot of them, I feel like they just kept saying it. I can't say, honey. I can't tell y'all. I can't say. But you never know what to expect with some of these folks out here. What they would do for the cloud, you never know what to expect. You feel me, DC? You feel me, DC? You never know what people will do for the cloud. They do anything for the cloud. That song is real. What are y'all thoughts about the video? Do y'all think like that they was telling the truth? Do some of y'all think that they wasn't telling the truth on the video? I don't like it either, King B. I feel like people cloud chasing, just bringing her up. Like, leave her legacy alone. If she ain't here to talk about it, if it would be different if she was here to talk about it, then I would be like, all right. But all of them women, if you notice, that was in that docu series, they were all women. Well, not. I'm gonna say some of the women. Like you could tell they was trying to get a career at a certain point. They may not have gotten as far as some, as they wanted to in their career and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, what was the shade? Even when you look at that documentary, like, oh, Aaliyah didn't even know how to dress and this, that, and the third, and It was just like, look, talk about your situation. That's how I felt when I first seen it. Yep, Angela, you right. I think that that's what it was. He probably was like, "Yo, they saying this. Go ahead and put out a video that say this because I don't want them knocking down my door looking for y'all. So go ahead and show your face, make an appearance. Cause why all of a sudden now are they on the internet? They never been on. They haven't been on the internet in years. I believe it, Monique. Justin, I don't really share those ideologies of that because we've discussed the BLK type of stuff. I don't identify as that. I'm not into that. I'm not into that movement. And I've discussed that plenty of times on my channel. So I don't think it's that. I think that when they decide to deal with who they want to deal with, they deal with who they want to deal with. And when they're ready to deal with who they want to deal with, they'll deal with that person. But in any event, this person has also been reckless and brought a lot of attention to activity that they may not have wanted activity to be brought attention to. So I don't look at it like that. I look at it as righteousness versus unrighteousness. And everybody has their day. So it's just this person's day. That's not to say that the other person is not going to have that day. There is no distraction because that's in their community. They have every right to handle and spank the people in their community, and we're dealing with the people in this community. He wasn't in my community at no church buying people pizza and playing basketball with my siblings and stuff like that. So the people who got beef with him have to deal with him. You have to deal with what's in front of you. And I think that the problem with a lot of people that's melanated people who they identify as BLK, they don't like to take accountability and they don't like to stand up for righteousness. It's just, oh, because you think you have a BLK card that you just want to pass. So he did it to him. He did it to himself. You decided to be reckless and bring a lot of attention to stuff, and it came back to you. So I mean, I don't think it's no distraction from nothing. It's just his time. Like, distraction from what? If this person gotta have gotta have time, and this person gotta have time, then eventually they're both going to get the just. Nobody escapes the reap what you sow philosophy, or some people call it karma. Nobody escapes it. So it's just the matter of when it's your time. It's your time. Deal with your consequences. That's where that's at. Man up. Other than that, stop making excuses for people. That's what I feel. I'm not about to make no excuses because I firmly believe that when you cape for individuals, I'm not minimizing this situation so I could talk about somebody else because your ego is bruised because you feel like all melanated people that identify as BLK should stick together. I'm not doing that. If you wrong on all aspects. If you wrong and you another shade, you wrong. But because you're in my community and you're running around being an example to people, I'm going to deal with you because I don't want people thinking that that's how I move or that I approve of that. Therefore, you can't ask other people for respect and you don't want to deal with the trash in your own community. That's the backwardness of people. They don't want to deal with the trash, but they want to holler, we want equality, we want respect. Then earn it. Earn it. Deal with your trash. Stop making excuses and stop giving people a pass just because they be okay. And there you go. Period. If that man was doing all this, I'm not shedding not one tear. Not shedding not one tear. So he got to do what he got to do. Man up. You was a man when you was doing it, so accept the consequences. Exactly. They took the trash out. I'm not worried. Like, listen. I noticed that in certain communities, they don't make up excuses and say, oh, it's a distraction from other people doing this. They don't say, oh, other people is doing this. They just take out the trash and handle what they got to handle. They don't even like to take no claim to the folks. People want to claim these people. They want to make it out like, oh, this ain't happening to everybody that's melanated. This is happening to one individual who decided to, for decades, to be doing stuff and got jammed up. So that's his fault. That's his problem. He got to hold his head. And other people don't have to atone for the sins of other people. Or they don't have to repent for the sins of other people that's outside their family. You get what I'm saying? Like, that has nothing to do with me, what's going on with that guy. Now, if it's affecting somebody that in the community, or it's affecting the immediate people, because most of these people is not in the tax bracket or in the communities in which melanated people are in, because they make a lot of money. So this person is running through the streets with people's daughters, like, from Baltimore, to places like Baltimore, Atlanta, like places where there's a lot of melanated people, Chicago, New York, where there's a lot of melanated people. So in order to deal with outside situations that's going on, because a lot of people don't look at people that look like them as the problem. I'm not one of those people. I know that there's people that are BLK, that are wicked individuals to the core. Not everybody, but there are some people that they are wicked to the core, and they got to be handled. You have to get them out your circle. When Harriet Tubman had to do what she had to do against certain people because they was getting ready to snitch her out about her plans. When Nzinga had to do what she had to do because her brother was about to sell out the people, she had to take care of him because he was immediately in the area first. Then you move outwards. You can't deal with the world till you deal with what's in your community. That's just my answer to that. If he, until he handled, then we could focus on other things. But just please believe I will have the same energy. I mean, because I don't agree with that sort of thing. I don't agree with it. Exactly. He got sloppy. Thank you, Miss Harry. He got sloppy, and they decided to deal with that. Stop making excuses for these folks and trying to say, don't put that on our community. He the one that decided to do what he wanted to do for decades, and they decided, nah, he bringing too much attention and stuff. So, because people like to say that some of these folks just doing bugged out stuff. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Monique. I think so too. Exactly. When you get a little too big for your britches, they know how to yank that back in. Thank you, Kelly Halbert. If you wrong, you just wrong. That's just where that's at. Time is up. Do you? I don't know, because it would be costing you like a lot of money to have like a lot of like girlfriends or women, like, so I feel like they barely holding on. Exactly, King B. That's what I'm saying. They're not in our immediate. Typically, people is not rubbing elbows with the Trumps in these people of the world. They're not even in the same tax bracket as some of these people, and they hollering about these people. But it's like, if you feel like something is wrong, then let it be wrong universally. But what people do is, because the person look like them, they like to turn a blind eye to it and make excuses. If you think it's wrong to steal, then if your cousin is sitting next to you and you see them steal a pack of M&Ms, then you should think it's wrong for your cousin to be stealing, because your philosophy is that stealing is wrong. Don't come to me hollering about Susie is stealing, but you didn't stop your cousin from stealing, and that's in your family. That's just how I feel about that. Like, people that I be like, look, deal with your house. The Lord even tell you, get the mote out thine own eye before you go and do other stuff. Work your house. Get your house in order first. You can't tell nobody else about their house until you get your house in order. And we're not in a position Well, people of color are not in a position to not have a house in order at this point in time. Because we don't, it's like a lot of things that's going on, like in the natural. But if you a child of the Most High, you know that you are a joint heir. Exactly. Get your own house together. You don't got no time to be focusing on what's going on. Now, if it's immediately affecting you, yeah, you do. But in this situation, like I said, dude was in my community. The girl went to uni. JS went to uni with girls that I know. You know what I mean? That attended that school. So it could have been anybody that I knew. You know, he at the churches in the community that I'm in, to where, you know, my younger brother ended up playing basketball, and him and his friends, and you know, this is a person that these young boys is probably, you know, thinking is a role model in all of this. So that's why I had a problem with it. Like, no, he got to go. He got to go. That's the one problem I think a lot of original people have. They don't see that a lot of the people that's not for you look like you, and it's hard for them to face the facts about that. There is no, like, there is no unification if you don't stand for righteous principles. There is no unification. People need to stop hollering. We need to all come together, because the bottom line is some of them is not children of the Most High, and they have their father who they serve, and so their father who they serve, we can't, it ain't no cohabitation. It ain't no cohabitation of light and dark. If you have values to where you think supporting certain things is okay, I can't rock with you. Exactly. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Exactly. You remember that video? I showed the video where that dude was running through the community with people, kids, and all that. Nah, man. No way. No way. All right, y'all. Well, I am going to go get me a little dinner. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. I had to get back on. I know we was interrupted earlier like twice, but I had switched some things up. I don't know if it was just a connection or it could have just been YouTube tripping, but I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you so much, Nia Sanchez, for saying that. Yes, please make sure y'all like and share the video. Check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, supports King and Always. And thank y'all for watching. Oh, and also, a lot of y'all, before I go, a lot of y'all asked me, why do I call myself King? King has nothing to do with me being a woman. The reason why I don't consider myself a queen, let me explain the queen part, why I don't agree with being called the queen. If you look up the word queen in Old English, queen comes from Quean in Old English, and it means harsh woman. It also means woman that is a pro, and y'all know what pro is short for, okay? It's not the type of professional that you want to be. So hence that's why they, you know, certain people, they call, you know, the drag queens and that sort of stuff. So you, and also just think about this, a lot of people put BLK in front of queen, right? So BLK, I'm abbreviating it, but if y'all look it up, it means absence of light, immoral. That's why I don't identify myself as that. There's also other legal reasons on why I don't identify myself as that. But just think about that. So you got BLK, and you got BLK, and then it's basically like immoral, absence of the light, and then you have the word queen, which comes from Quean, and that means harsh woman, basically just think about being a Tatiana. That's what it means. If you're a professional Tatiana, that's what it means. So I don't use those terms, but I call myself king because in the scripture, God says he's the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords, he's the Most High God. He has said he's made us priests. You know, we're kings. We're from a holy, a holy generation, a royal priesthood. So a king has nothing to do with a gender. If you look up the definition for king, a king means a descendant and a ruler from a divine race. Now, if you are a child of the Most High, what does that make you? That makes you a descendant. If you are from a divine race, you are basically, if you're a child of God, you are descendant from a divine race. So therefore, that is why I call myself king. You're not a king just because you're a man. That you have to be a part of the joint heir and a part of that. You have to be a part of that. That's that's why I'm basically explaining it, because a lot of people are like, well, why don't you call yourself queen? Now y'all know. So I'm glad I explained that. That's what inspired the King and Always collection. And I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Now y'all know. Thank you, dear Sanchez. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.